What's going on, y'all? Your man Sly here, and this is kind of a follow-up to the exotic armor video I posted yesterday. We are in a sad day here in the last city. Somebody effed up and lost a crate full of exotics, so many in fact that they are still pushing up tons of old ones as replacements. I posted a video yesterday with some of our favorite old exotics making their way back into relevancy by their higher lighter defense rating, and those start from anywhere from 290 to 310. But why the old ones? I'm happier than a fly on a turd when it comes to getting my old favorites back, but what about the new ones we were sold before the Taken King even came out? Some of you may remember pictures like this. These pictures alone probably sold Bungie an extra 100,000 copies of the Taken King due to how sick this helmet looks alone. But it's nowhere to be found. Since the riddle of no time to explain and the sleeper simulant have been cracked, there is no longer over 10 exotics left, but rather 9. Still, 9. That is still a huge number of missing items that we could be destroying each other with. Now, I know what you're thinking. There are videos out there of Twilight Garrison in action, as well as the ATS-8 Tarantella. They're not lost, someone has already found them. First off, I know I've seen them, but let me explain. There was a short time, about a month or so ago, in between an update and a dropped hotfix, that if you were lucky enough to have a legendary fall before you that would turn into an exotic, that exotic item would pull from a loot table of all exotics, and during that time only, you had a 1 in however many total exotics there are in that armor category chance to receive one of these new items. That is the ultimate in RNG luck. First, to have a legendary drop, then have that legendary turn into an exotic, and then have that exotic turn into a specific armor piece is insane. So with that said, there was a lucky few who had these dropped, and since it was pulling from the entire loot table at that time, they received a few of these new exotics. The ones I know of for sure are the 2 chest pieces. The Hunter breasticle cover, the Tarantella, by the way it's Tarantella not Tarantula, and the Titan's chestplate, the Mr. Twilight Garrison. Since the hotfix, these certain exotics are now pulled from the table of options. So the following exotics I'm going to talk about are no longer able to slip between the cracks like they have before. Now there might have been others found, but I know that one of the owners of the Tarantella didn't even know he had anything special. He was new to the game and thought it was a year 1 exotic, which at the time he had confused with the Arachnid helmet. Either way, I know More Console and his infinite YouTube power has some videos of these in action, and the Titan one looks effing awesome. They really focus on Titan exotics this year, and rightfully so. Either way, I still consider them hiding because us, as the public, cannot go and have a chance at getting these dropped to us. So that, to me, still makes them hidden, but because they cannot rightfully revoke an earned drop, the lucky few that have the ones are holding onto them tightly. So right now, they're kind of in the same category as the Fate of All Fools Scout Rifle. It's out there, but not really. Alright, so let's just take a look at the entire picture here, and I'll go over each class and which pieces in each one are missing. First up, let's see what our magical space buddy, the Warlock, has missing from his selection. We have the Transversive Steps, the Ophidian Aspect, and the Astrocyte Verse. The Transversive Steps, which are the very first exotic feat made for the Warlock, and its primary perk is called Strange Angles. Gain faster movement speed while crouching, picking up ammo automatically reloads the weapon matching the ammo's type, which is freaking awesome. Ever need heavy like ASAP, and then right as you picked up the lonely purple ammo box and started to reload, the sliver of health you had left gave out and the boss walked away with only 1 rocket left until death? Well, these boots solve that problem, and I can think of countless times these boots would have saved my life. The Ophidian Aspect is an exotic gauntlet and one of my favorites style-wise. Viper Totemic is its primary perk, and it states improved siphon and weapons ready, reloads very quickly. Look at those snakes! I attached a screenshot of the armory picture. A double cobra with a hovering ball in between. Looks awesome, and these armory pictures never do any justice, by the way. The final look of the armor is always twice as awesome. Imagine if they moved. Finally, we have the Astrocyte Verse, the reason I spent over 800 strange coins the first week Zur arrived in the Taken King. Would I have known that I couldn't receive this helmet, I would still have tons of coins left over, so thanks for trolling me, Bungie. This helmet was the hype for a solid week when the We Are Guardians trailer debuted, and its perk Teleportation reduces blink cooldown and increases travel distance. Now before I pee myself in excitement, I don't know if it applies to the new subclass Super Blink or if it applies to Voidwalker only. Either way, this has OP written all over it, and I can't wait for them to become available. Next up, let's give the Titans a little love. Their missing exotics are the Dune Marcher's exotic boots, the Mr. Twilight Garrison exotic chest piece, and my second favorite gauntlets that I was looking forward to, the Thagomizers. First up, the Dune Marchers. Its exotic perk is called Speed Demon. Increased sprint speed, extended slide distance, increased movement speed while ADS, and tighter turn radius while sprinting. Say, what? That's like 5 exotic perks combined into one. Insane, guys. These boots need to show themselves pronto. Next on the Titan list, the Twilight Garrison. Its primary perk is called Tactical Air Support. It's just like the Graviton Forfeit helmet for the Hunters. Press crouch crouch, depending on your controller setup, to do a mid-air evade. It's kind of like a shoulder charge in mid-air, except you can defy gravity and shoulder charge in any direction your analog stick is pointing towards. Note, it doesn't actually shoulder charge or do damage like the shoulder charge, it's just a fast directional movement, and just like the Graviton Forfeit, you can evade twice. But unlike the Hunter helmet, you can do the Titan's evade in mid-air. It is a truly awesome chest piece and a great defensive ability. Bringing up the rear, we have the Thagomizers, a crazy looking Titan gauntlet with the exotic perk called 1-2 Punch. Fist of Havoc kills recharge your melee, and melee kills recharge the Fist of Havoc. Gain an additional melee charge. Now off the bat, these seem like straight up PvE gauntlets because you don't get enough melee or super kills in PvP for an actual perk like this to make a difference. But, depending on how much this actually charges your melee and Fist of Havoc, that will tell us if these can be a deadly mix in PvP as well. Let's move on to the Wounded Hunters who are still recovering from being naughty with the Shadow Shot. I know many people are still missing their second and third quiver. So we have the Frost EE5, or an easier way to say it, the Frosties. Shinobu's Vow Gauntlets, and the exotic chest piece, the ATS-8 Tarantella. Yes, it is Tarantella, not Tarantula. So first, let's check out these Frosties. These exotic booties have the perk Rapid Cooldown, tighter turn radius while sprinting, increased grenade and melee regeneration while sprinting. Wow, so grenades and melee come back faster the more I sprint? I am sold. Next on the list, Shinobu's Vow. These remind me of what a 1960s robot designer would use in his drawings. But the exotic perks on these bad boys were something the community has been asking for quite some time, and that is the perk called New Tricks. Improves skip grenade, and you gain an additional skip grenade charge. Kind of ambiguous, right? Improves it, but improves it how? Like more clusters, faster tracking, both? I guess time will tell. And the last missing exotic, the ATS-8 Tarantella. It would have made more sense to call it Tarantula since the other helmet matches it and it's called the Arachnid, but instead it's named after a traditional Spanish dance. WTF, Bungie. Anyways, this sleek looking chest piece has the same name as the piece itself, the Tarantella. Take reduced arc damage from Minions of Darkness, also known as PvE enemies. Arc grenades and arc blade recharge faster. Even though this has been found, the only owner to step forward has been a little odd. He has shown proof, but his story keeps changing and he won't show gameplay of how fast this perk actually charges arc blade. Maybe Bungie stepped in, I don't know, but that ends the list and begins the infinite amounts of questions. I know of one person that has all of these. Luke Smith. Luke knows where they are, don't you, Luke? I swear if you don't tell me, I will draw all over your face. I'll do it. I swear, I'll do it. You like that? Huh? Huh? Where are they? Luke, you tell me right now. Tell me, damn it. Alright, man, listen, I'm sorry. Please don't ban me. So, yeah, questions. Why advertise all these exotics if we can't even start to hunt for them? You know, I was hesitant to make this movie because I was thinking that just like the Black Spindle, the No Time to Explain, and the Sleeper Simulant, perhaps some of these are locked into class-only missions. You know, maybe at a certain rank with Eris or the Queen, we can open up another mission. Perhaps we have to dig through a few more dailies and search for a secret entrance. I'm sure that most of you have already noticed, but the Thagomizers are the same arms that the Cabal Centurion boss is wearing when Oryx takes him in the mission to open the Rupture. Maybe if you kill all those super health majors surrounding the Centurion boss, he'll drop them before he gets taken? Now these are all just theories, but we could be complaining at absolutely nothing. Now I doubt all of these are right in front of our faces, but it could be that quite a few are within our grasps, we just don't know how to reach out to them yet. Let me know what you think in the comments below. Any theories on where some of these might be? I've heard everything from certain exotics locked up in challenge mode to killing a certain raid boss a certain way, and each class has one of those locked inside. While that would account for all 9 of them, it's just too easy of an explanation, and items like that wouldn't be available through engrams. You know, just like how you can't receive the Vex Mythoclast from Xur, or through an exotic engram. It's specific to the raid, and since some of those have mistakenly received a few of these exotics through engrams, that kinda rules them out. Maybe guys, maybe we're just looking too deep into this. Perhaps upon further testing, they noticed that these specific exotics proved to be just too OP when mixed in with other perks and had to pull them out to kind of save the Crucible from chaos. I'm out of guesses, but definitely let me know what you think and if you've seen any of these. I think it's kind of crusty that these were used as a selling point for the Taken King, and at least a few of these are nowhere to be found. Like I said earlier, I spent over 800 strange coins in week 1 on helmet engrams alone. That was just to try to get the Astrocyte verse, and even though I unlocked every new helmet in the game that week, I was chasing something that could not be obtained. If any of these bad boys pop up in the future, you can bet your booty that Sly Nation will have your back and tell you the easiest way to obtain it, or start you on the correct path to get it. Well, that brings us to the end, guys. I hope you enjoyed it, and if you're a first-time viewer, welcome to the Club of Awesome. Subscribe and come hang out with hardcore gamers and filthy casuals alike. I post updates and anything new or trending in Destiny, so if it's worth knowing, it will be here the moment I know about it. I'm a small-time YouTuber with passionate viewers, and any extra support I can get goes a very long way, so feel free to spank the thumbs up and check back often. If you have any recommendations or suggestions, or maybe even if you saw something outrageously funny during a day of Destiny, let me know on Twitter at SlyNation, and if it's funny or cool enough, I'll make sure it gets out there for everyone to laugh at. I'm also on Google+, so you can find me there under the same name. As always, if you're watching this right here, right freaking now, then you, my mysteriously hidden friend, are the biggest badass these exotics will ever get to rest on. Hope your work week goes smoothly, stay safe, and this is your man Sly, done, gone, and out.